Hello everybody, this is Danny from Deep South Homestead. We're back in our off-grid cabin. Guys, one of the most important things that you can have off-grid or even on-grid is water. And with the things we're facing in the world today, clean water is becoming more and more difficult to come by. Wanda and I have looked high and low for over a year. We've done tons of research. We have just pondered back and forth about water purification. What should we do for our big house, but mainly for the off-grid cabin. And that's where we're at today, is in the off-grid cabin. And in front of me here, I have the alexapure. Wanda and I, after doing tons of research, has come to the conclusion that the alexapure was really the way to go for us. This thing is phenomenal. It's a brushed stainless steel. It doesn't show up fingerprints on it. We have some things that are bright stainless, and when you touch it, everywhere you touch it, you see your fingerprints on it. This doesn't do that. That's one thing I really like about this. Now, a lot of you is probably going to look at me and you're going to say, Danny, I've looked at the reviews on this. Oh, there's so many negative reviews about the Spigot. Well, I personally have talked to the company and have sat down and really went over this with them with a fine-tooth comb because, hey, I didn't want to get stuck either. You know, I mean, if there's a problem, I want to know about it. The company admitted that they had ordered probably 10,000 spigots that was faulty. And anyone who has a faulty spigot can just contact them and they'll replace it with a newer version that really works good. Now, when we got this one in, this one came with two different spigots. It came with this plastic one that's on it here, and it came with another one. Well, I put the other one on there, not thinking. I went ahead, just put it on there. And as soon as I put it on there, I'm just being honest and giving an honest review, we could not stop the gasket around it from leaking. So I'm sitting here thinking to myself, okay, I talked to the guy. He told me they had some faulty spigots because there was two in the box. So I took that spigot off and laid it to the side, and I put this one on here. This one has not leaked yet. So this one is the upgraded version of the spigot. It's really a nice one. Now let me show you. I'm gonna move my hand around here. You can either push down on it, water comes out, or if you just put a bigger container, you can just flip it up and you can get the water out of it. Now, Danny, being who he is, looked at this thing and I said, okay, this is all stainless. This is plastic. That did not sit well with me. So I called the company back and I said, look, this is a plastic spigot. You've got a perfectly fine piece of equipment here that's all stainless. Do you have a stainless spigot to go with it? And they told me that they have not found a manufacturer yet that they worked on a deal with. They're actively doing it. But they said that on Amazon, there is a spigot that works with the alexapure that they've been sending people to purchase. So I went and purchased one myself off of Amazon. And I want to give you a look at what it looks like here. I can get it out of the box, because I want stainless everything. And this is it right here. It's not expensive. It was $10 on Amazon. It just turns from one side to the other. It's a quarter-turn spigot like that. It's got a heavy-duty neoprene washer system in it right here with a nut on the back of it that you tighten it down. And it shows these two washers together. And I haven't put it in here yet because this is full of water. But as soon as this water runs out, we're going to be installing this stainless steel spigot because I'm all about stainless. To me, this may break. This should last because it's stainless. Now, put this back in the box. Guys, this is this alexapure. Now, this is a 2-gallon one. It's about what Wanda and I will use every day for our personal just drinking water, because we drink a lot of water. As a matter of fact, that's all I drink. I don't drink anything but water. And in a grid down situation, I wanted to be sure that we had safe water to drink. Now, the alexapure comes with a filter system. It is a one filter system. It takes out 99.9% of all bacteria, particles, chlorine. I mean, you go through it and name. I can't name everything it takes off. I don't even know how to pronounce half of the words that it takes out. But this one filter is all you need for this. But when you put these filters in, you have to understand that they have to be what's called flushed. Now, it can take up to 4 times of running, because I call the company. I put water in mine twice because the paper that comes with it says you need to flush it twice. Well, I flushed mine twice, and it just still seemed like the water was flowing a little bit slow. And the company told me that that is quite frequently happens, but if I do it like 4 times and the water doesn't flow any more freely, then they would replace the filter for me. But after about the 4th time, this one the water began to run through it more freely, and it was through with its flush. Now, there's a few things you need to understand about the filter system on. Now, first of all, I'm going to let you look at the top of it, and I'm going to give you kind of a bird's eye view of what it looks like. Now, the top comes off of this, and I'm going to lift it up there where Ms. Wanda can get to it. I'm going to show you what it looks like. That's the filter. Very easy to put on. You just take it out of the box. You slide it down through it, and it has a wing nut system on it here. And it has a washer, and you just screw it and tighten it down, and that's all there is to it, to replacing it. There is 3 rubber tips here that you shove down in there to stop and seal this thing off from water from coming out of it, because you can put up to 4 filters in this if you so desire. And this part right here is the holding tank part of it. This is the pure water that we've ran through the filter system here. It's a stainless. It's all stainless. There's nothing in there but the end of the spigot sticking in there. And this just simply sits on top of it. That's all that it does. Now, I want to mention this filter. The filter can never dry out. You should never let it dry out. As a matter of fact, when you get it, it'll come in a Mylar bag, and it'll be damp and wet on the inside of that Mylar bag. The most that you can let this thing do without water is about 3 days. At the end of 3 days, you need to be getting water in it, and should you have to be gone for more than 3 days and there's no water put in it, don't panic. The filter's not ruined if it dries out. It's going to take, you're going to have to go through what's called a rehydration process, which means you'll have to turn the filter upside down and submerge it in water. And it has to rehydrate with water, which can take up to 24 hours before it actually rehydrates with water. Now, this is just in a rare situation you have to leave it that long. It's best not to do that. Wanda and I over here at the Off-Grid Cabin, even though we're not here every day, all day, I will come over here and take this cup like I just did right here and run it full of water, and I'll turn around and I'll just sit here and I'll pull it up and I'll run about 7 or 8 cupfuls of water. Even though our water is already pure, what it tells me is if I'm not using it and it's not here, and I pour it back in here, the water's already purified, so it's not stopping my filter up anymore. I'm just running purified water through it again. Now, I always urge people, we have 2 extra filters here with ours. We went ahead and got 2 filters besides the one that's in it, because should something happen, there's a grid down situation. I mean, this thing purifies thousands of gallons of water, and you can go through a lot of water pretty quick if you're having to use bad water. So mine and Wanda's thinking was, why should we just stop with 1 filter? Why not just go ahead and get 2 more? That guarantees us longevity of water into the future should something happen and we can't order something. I mean, it would be useless to have it if you don't have a filter. So we went ahead and got 2 filters, and I urge everybody, if you're going to buy one of these, to go ahead and just get a couple of extra filters. Now, they're a little pricey, but in my opinion, it's well worth it. Now, one of the things that I had to really look into was the simple fact that this thing, if I can get this up off of here, we were having to have this thing sit like this right here. We had to leave it kind of balancing on the edge of this table so that we could get a cup under it to get some water out of it. So I immediately contacted the company back, and I was like, look, this is just not, this is not good. So they said, well, we sell a stainless steel stand to go with it here. Now, this has been really nice to have because we can take this thing and we can set it virtually anywhere now, and you can put a cup under it. If you have it next to your kitchen sink and it slides up to the edge of it, you can put a picture under it to get even more water out of it. So that has really been a lifesaver for us. The one thing that we have noticed about this is because of its height, it will not fit underneath the cabinets on a normal kitchen countertop. And if you set it on the countertop and there's cabinet doors there, our problem at the house was every time we went to open the door, it was in the way. So it's best if you can have a designated area for this. Now, us over here at the off-grid cabin, we have designated a corner over in our kitchen here on the opposite side of our kitchen wall. We're going to put a particular shelf in there that's made specifically for the alexapure, because we're going to bring the shelf right up along right here so that this thing can sit and we can put whatever we need up under it. Even if we had to put a 5-gallon bucket under it, we could do it. We're going to design it that way so that we can use this thing in any form or fashion that we see fit to in our off-grid cabin. So guys, I know they make Berkeys out there, and we looked hard at the Berkeys. I'm not going to condemn the Berkeys because they have their good points, just like the alexapure has its good points. There's actually several different companies out there that makes these water purification systems, but for the price and not having to have separate filters to do everything with. This one filter does it all. That was the thing that sold me. I didn't have to go buy a bunch of different filters at a high price to be able to use. I can buy one filter and I can filter my water, and it's 99.9% of all bacteria, and I can't name all the things. You just have to go on the website and look at all the different contaminants that it can take out and leave your water really good and clean to drink. Now, we have this, like I said, this is just a temporary setup right here in the middle of our cabin to demonstrate this with. And guys, this is where it's at, because if the world goes haywire, which it probably is at some point, then you cannot live without clean water. You can go 3 days, that's it. At the end of 3 days, it's over. Your body is like 60% water. Each organ in your body has a certain water content to it. Your heart has a water content to it. Your intestines has a water content. Your kidneys has a water content. Your lungs has a water content. You can go online and look and see how much water content your body actually is. And if you're not staying hydrated, your organs will eventually begin to fail from the lack of water. And I cannot stress strong enough the importance of clean, pure water if something happens, guys. I just can't stress it enough. It is the most important thing you will ever do for yourself, is to have clean water. Guys, that's not all. Here comes the kicker to this thing. At our gathering on March the 21st of 2020, we are going to be giving one of these away. So the only way you can get it is you will have to be at the gathering. And if you're the lucky person, you get to take home one of these alexapures. Just it's identical to this one. I think that you will actually really, really, really enjoy it if you end up getting it. Now, I want to mention to you all also, after getting the alexapure here, I actually contacted the company and talked to them, and we are now an affiliate for My Patriot Supply. Guys, they carry a vast range of supplies for being able to survive. So My Patriot Supply has all of your foods and everything, and you'll be able to your freeze-dried foods and stuff like that you'll be able to stock up on. They have the alexapure is through them. They have all kinds of supplies. They have all kinds of air purification things, all kinds of survival gear. So check out My Patriot Supply through our link in the description down below. Guys, if you purchase through it, it helps Deep South Homestead. Doesn't cost you any more money. So, guys, check out alexapure. I really believe you'll appreciate it. Thank you, guys, from Deep South Homestead.